Good day, everyone. It is September 5th, 2017, and we have gone through the solar eclipse on August 21st, where I had said that I felt like the line of the ecliptic was awfully close to Yellowstone, and I still kind of feel that way, but happy that nothing has happened. It is interesting how the ecliptic line separates the north from the south, and even though I don't really consider California the south or Oregon, but so interesting the social issues that are coming up in the United States, breathing life and air into our founding fathers' history and the way that they treated people, and the hypocrisy of all men are created equal, but some men are created more equal than others, to quote Animal Farm George Orwell. That, of course, is coming into light. And who knows, maybe by 2020, the light is the Electoral College, which is based out of the slave times of the 1700s and early 1800s, it's not just statues, obviously, that represent certain things. It's laws, policies, administrative rules that have racism and inequality built in systemically into the system. So we can start off with the Electoral College and that unraveling. So we'll see if 2020, with Saturn, Mars, Pluto, Jupiter conjunct, will help reshape our political situations. But that means that everybody's got to get out there and vote. And we all know that obviously the main reason why we're staying in Afghanistan these days is not to win the war on terror, but to continue to feed the heroin epidemic in the United States. And if you're addicted to opiates, please get help. It's not good for you. It's distracting you away from your mission here on the planet. And I just wish you all the best to heal the pain that you must be in. So good luck with that. You can do it. You can visualize peace in your being. So I have here the full moon of August 6th, and I have it down as 2 a.m. Pacific time. It's around that time. And we see here that Mars is still sitting on that ecliptic zone, so this is going to be a very volatile week. Mars is at 5 degrees Leo, and sidereal, I do a sidereal. Sidereal is when you go outside and you look up at the sky. That's what you see. You see the sidereal measurement. So you've got Mars sitting right on the ecliptic. We still have another good 50 days to see what happens with the eclipse before it starts easing off. And then pretty soon, in just a couple of weeks, all the planets are going to be in between the nodes. So that's the Kala Sarpa yoga, and there's a lot of destiny within that, where the ecliptic line or the wormholes are around all the planets. All the planets are in between the two. So what I understand is that there's a lot of sort of, I wouldn't say predestined fate, but there's a lot of plans that are in the works, as far as we're being tied to the ecliptic and into the karma that we have co-created. But anyway, Mars is sitting on the ecliptic point, and Mercury is gone direct, thank goodness. Saturn is going direct, and it is still at that point at the end of Scorpio, not quite in the beginning, where it turns from water to fire. So there's that steam area, or the conjunct point, and it's very volatile at that point, and it's also in the galactic plane, which is where Saturn has been before in the 1929 and 1987 stock market crashes. So, and that was only a 500-point crash in 1987. So we'll have to see if the stock market takes a healthy correction, which it really needs to do. One thing I will say is that right now Saturn, Uranus, and Mars, Mercury are trining each other, all in water, which is, the end of water, beginning of fire, which is good. I mean, better a trine than a square, but we all might be sort of like still lounging around, not doing very much, thinking, but not really doing. So, I mean, I guess the people of Houston got forced into doing. But that doesn't mean that we're not taking that like easy flow energy with certain things in our life and then staying productive with them. That somehow we all seem, many people have a tendency to be more productive when they're in a stressful situation. But we don't need to bring that upon ourselves. We don't really want to bring that upon ourselves. And what's happening now is Sun, Mars, Mercury, North Node, Venus. Mars will be hitting the Sun, and then Mercury will be hitting the Sun. And the Mars will be in with the Sun, so it'll be combust. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity since this is in the third house for the full moon for San Francisco. A lot of active mind, a lot of active talking, a lot of active daily activities. So please take your vitamin B12s, do your rituals, your meditations, your bike rides, your yoga, your whatever you need to do, and try to do something every day constructive for yourself to reduce your internal stress, your internal anger, to bring out your nurturing voice, not your bully voice. Obviously, I'm very concerned about our chief Trump, who looked more like a king with his queen standing beside him. I mean, we are in the dark days, people, and this is going to have to make us rise up to do the right things. We can't let a person or a situation create absolute and utter despair and sadness and unfair situations for the earth, for the health of the people, for their mental well-being, for our society in general. There's so much money and focus going into the military, and with Mars coming up onto the Sun and then going to be combust the Sun, we're going to see a lot more aggressive, militaristic type of thinking. So we need to take responsibility for ourselves and be gentle and kind to not only ourselves, but to those around us. And hopefully the reflection of this administration, with its obvious hypocrisy of they're such good Christians and church and state are supposed to be separate, and then they're rejecting people, they're destroying the healthcare system, they're pumping money into death. Jesus would not approve. Let's just put it that way. So Mars coming onto the Sun, the propensity for violence and anger is going to be much higher over the next couple of weeks. And your ego might feel really attacked because the Sun and Mars in Leo. So the ego, the effervescence. So instead of feeling anger, get creative. Do something with that ego shock that you're going through. Do something with the inspirational thoughts that you're having where you really feel proud of something, and you just get the courage to get up and do something. Do something creative, do something flamboyant, Leo. Do something flamboyant, do something regal. Do something that is helping the whole kingdom. So if you live in a neighborhood where things are dirty, get out there and clean up the garbage, plant some trees, say some nice words, have fun, be a comedian, turn a dark situation around and make it lighter, happier, funner, more palatable so you can digest it. There's a lot of harsh reality going on right now. And all of us, it's really easy to like gloss over the feelings that we're having. Moon conjunct Neptune opposite the sun for this full moon. And so we're looking at, a pretty dreamlike time. It's easy to go. And in a way we all should, turn off the TV, turn off the internet, turn off the Facebook, go into your imagination, go into your dream time, make art, have sex, make any kind of visual type of creative projects are very good. Write poetry, be exceptionally kind, dress yourself well, be poetic, help your fellow man. It's in Aquarius. Help your fellow woman and man. Try to take a new look at your diet, your exercise, the way you take care of yourself. Bring some compassion and love. Treat yourself like your own child. What would you do? Direct yourself with more compassion. And then being a stronger person, you can go out and do more positive into the world. Venus is going to come through, so, the next couple of weeks, if you're going on a job interview, if you're having first dates, or if you're in a long-term relationship, change things up. Dress yourself up a little bit differently, be a little bit more flamboyant, express yourself. There's nothing to fear. Pretty soon you'll be 75 and you'll be wishing that you had these times to do over again. So get out there and dance, get out there and do your creative projects. Now's a really great time to do that. You need to have faith. Jupiter is transiting out of Virgo and into Libra. Jupiter again will be opposite Uranus for the next couple of months. And again, it's like a lot of volatility, a lot of up and down. Jupiter in Libra, and Uranus is, Libra rules the wind, Uranus in Aries is fire. So what do we have now? We have lots of fires on the West Coast. We have the hurricane coming up. We're in hurricane season. But what is it in our mind? It's like the stirring of thoughts, the burning of the old, the visualizing and listening to spirit for the truth, Libra, the higher truth, not the truth of, oh, did you come over illegally across the border and now have been labeled an illegal immigrant. I mean, let's face it, we're all stuck here on the planet. Everybody except Native Americans are illegal immigrants. It's just, what time in history are you labeled illegal or legal? As far as the 1600s, they came and they killed and they conquered, and they did it in Hawaii too. I mean, they came over here, they imprisoned the royalty and the 10 businessmen who were the sugarcane growers, the pastors from Yale University. They came over and they conquered Hawaii, and now the Hawaiians have to live with this conquered government that oppresses and represses the people. And so we have that in the United States too. And it's time for us to revamp the rules, revamp how we treat each other, realize that, it wasn't only the African Americans that were slaves. People have been slaves on the planet for thousands of years, and it cycles through different society, different situations. How can we heal that? How can we bring up a new rule, a new type of social justice. Jupiter opposite Uranus, we've got to expect a lot of unexpected things over the next couple of months. I would say very innovative with robotics, very innovative with biochemistry and the medical field. Obviously, they've been talking about interference in Cuba with the embassy, about like wave disruptors, like sonic waves disrupting. We're going to see a lot more. In fact, what everybody really needs to think about is, what's that cell phone doing to my body when I have it in my shirt pocket, when I have it in my pants pocket? Don't let these low-grade technical advances destroy your EMF field, your electrical field. We want to keep ourselves strong. We've got to do our B vitamins. We've got to turn off the Wi-Fi at night. We've got to take care with our cell phones, keep them off our body. Give yourself a break every day. Now's the time with Jupiter opposite Uranus. A lot of compulsive, just driving energy. And when Mars comes up into Libra in about a month or two, it's going to accelerate that drive and that obsessive compulsive genius-like streak, which can be positive or negative. We're moving into a windy time. Hopefully the wind will blow some of the negativity out, but I think we're in for a long haul. Obviously, with all of the distractions that are going on, the Trump administration is dismantling a lot of different aspects of the government. And I was reading somewhere that with the nodes, with the North Node moving into Cancer and the South Node moving into Capricorn, what it kind of is a letting go of the political structures. So we see this with Trump not filling the posts in the State Department, thousands of jobs have yet to be fulfilled. So for a while, the government will function, and then it will start not functioning as smoothly because jobs are unfulfilled. So with the South Node in Capricorn, there's a release away from social order and political correctness, and a migration, North Node into Cancer, towards grasping for security, grasping for emotional security, political security, physical security, financial security. So what this does is, as the foundation is disintegrating, as the water is rising, like in Houston, you're climbing up the stairs to go to the upper stories to get out of the floodwaters. But the house can always be carried away just because you're up higher and you're further away and you feel like you're secure. Because the foundation is becoming undermined, it doesn't bring more security. So we're going to see greater insecurity within the political realms, a lot more paranoia than there already is, and a lot more grasping for security and going more towards the conventional. So it's the men are right and the women are wrong, and health care for men and lack of health care for women, and the male patriarchy energy suppressing the female patriarchal energy and the female matriarchal energy. And so it's really up to people to say, no, we're gonna have structures and love in a healthy, creative way, and we really need to have that push. But I don't see it happening under the Trump administration. Trump himself has the South Node moving into his 6th house. We're going to see his health going down. We're going to see him getting tired. There's no way he's going to be able to keep up with this 4-year plan. And if Pence gets in, he's like in the year 1100. I don't even know where this man has even gotten his ideas, or if he's even read any book other than a certain book of a Bible in his particular church, which is, men rule the roost and women are in the house and they got to walk 6 feet behind the man. So, I got interrupted. So we'll see you soon.